Redford railway station, and this place brings back a lot of memories because quite often I'd be coming home on the train from my army base and seeing my parents here in Redford, and then sometimes I'd be departing from this very platform, heading back to camp, back to the army after a period of leave, and sometimes I'd be going away on a deployment or travelling overseas. And there were times when I'd wonder, when would I get back to see Redford again? When would I get back to see my parents again? Sometimes I wondered whether I would get back, like so many of my colleagues and friends. Remember this place, Bustin's? Used to pop in for your sweets. Famous Redford landmark. Burton's the Butcher since 1876, and I remember my mother regularly shopping here as well. What a great place. A big part of Redford history. If you come to Redford, you've got to visit the Canal, and it was captured 1855 in the Crimea, Sevastopol, and it was rescued, saved from the melting pot during World War II by one of the older men of Redford, a Mr. Bradshaw. I'm standing in front of the, it's now called the Herbalist pub, and it's quite funny because I remember came back from the First Gulf War, and unfortunately before the days of the internet, and I wasn't able to get hold of my parents, so I ended up having to book a room in what used to be called the White Hart Hotel. Spent the night there, and I saw my parents the next day, much to their relief. What a contrast. I'm outside the town hall in Redford, and we see the blue sign there for the modern day pandemic we're dealing with, and yet people of Redford have been through some tough stuff before, and this is called the Broadstone, and it's widely believed that actually it was a boundary marker, but also a place where people would put coins to wash the coins or clean the coins in vinegar to try and get rid of the bubonic plague, or the Black Plague as it was called in those days. Near the town hall, I look up here, and when I was about 16, did my work experience with Hurst the Builders in Redford and helped them put those lintels on the top of that wall there. It's important to remember all the people of Redford who gave their lives. And what I find interesting, and what really brings it home to me, is that some of these names, some of these surnames, are the same surnames of people that I went to school with. So these may have been their grandparents, great-grandparents. Brings it home. To many casual observers in Redford, this may go unnoticed, but you'll often see a lot of really wide doorways, passageways, and wide high arches. And this was actually on the A1, the old A1, the old Roman road, straight through Redford. And these alleyways, these archways, were designed to accommodate stagecoaches pulling off the A1 for a break off the Great North Road. It's nice to see we've got some original signage and some restored signage here, and harking back to the past, that high wide arch to accommodate a stagecoach. And what used to be the White Hart Hotel and Coaching Inn off the A1, the Great North Road, bringing people in, weary travellers for the night. See, Redford's always been on the map. You see, Redford has so much to offer, and its people are actually pretty happy and really friendly too. So sometimes you get these surveys that suggest that Redford and Nottinghamshire is in need of an uplift. Well, who's to say? We've got all this amazing parkland and amazing stuff around Redford. Every morning I would walk from home up here to the Elizabethan High School. This was the lower site, it used to be called. And I believe the school's been knocked down now. Not much left, but the sign's still here. Elizabethan High School. It's been a long time ago. 1987 I left Elizabethan High School. But this was the lower site, and the upper site was up near the railway station. But that's all gone too. Fond memories. Nottinghamshire Army Cadet Force, headquarters B Company. And this place has got a lot of memories for me as well. It was actually where I joined, not the Army Cadets, but I joined the Air Training Corps, what used to be 303 Detached Flight here in Redford. And yeah, and I went on to join the Army. And 24 years later, popped out, came back to Redford. But yeah, lots of great times actually with the Cadet Force. I'm on one of the many high points around Redford, and one of my many good memories of Redford as a child was being out walking with my mother and father, and they were brilliant. My father still walks many miles a week, even though he's nearly 90, and sadly lost my mother to cancer. But I remember my mother and father every week would be out walking along the footpaths of Redford, around the local area, and there was so much to see, so much to explore, and so much peace and tranquility if you want to find it. And being here tonight, nearly at sunset, and it's just a wonderful place to be. Again, Redford's got so much going for it, and when you get out of the town itself, there's so much countryside and scenery. It's a beautiful place. And I count myself as lucky to have spent my childhood years in Redford. Because again, I had access to the countryside, many miles of footpaths, perfect for den building and all those skills that I would need when I eventually joined the military. Fond memories indeed. And before I joined the army, I had to do a lot of preparation work, a lot of training. And the footpaths around Redford proved to be a fantastic training ground for just that. And then I'd come home on leave, and again I used to put a burden on or a rucksack, used to put some weight in it and go off tabbing around areas like this, and I had various circuits, 10 miles, 5 miles or more. And again, there was endless countryside and endless footpaths, and I used to love it. Come home on leave, out for the day myself, or for the afternoon, rucksack on, off you go, not see a soul, just acres and acres of beautiful Nottinghamshire countryside. Hard to beat. Oh yes, and one other thing, before I forget, Redford's got the Chesterfield Canal running through it, and the River Idle. And I was hoping to go for a pint in my old local, the Hop Pole, but sadly, it's closed. So that's not going to happen. But anyway, Hop Pole is a great little pub, a nice little beer garden right on the Chesterfield Canal. But I'll come back and enjoy a pint in a few days' time, all being well.